When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Baker's, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices that excite your inner foodie. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices, plus extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week. You can also save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with fuel points. More savings and more inspiring flavors make shopping Baker's worth it every time. Baker's, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Well, good afternoon, good evening, dear listener, from a flipping boiling Parkview Road for tonight's Erith Co, which is what they called it, a Martin Tarrant Trophy game between the hosts Erith and Belvedere and our very own beloved Erith Town FC. I'm with, as we just heard from someone shouting his name, Chris.
Is it Cliche Chris, isn't it?
Cliche Chris.
Yeah.
Cliche
So
Chris.
please tell me where the name come for the, was it Martin
Tarrant Trophy.
Tarrant Trophy? Do we know where that comes from?
I'll have to Google it.
Yeah.
But it's obviously someone connected with the club.
Obviously, it's a local derby, so these it's very much like, a lot of teams do at this time of season, and it's a nice evening to play football, isn't it? And, a nice non-league ground, let's be honest, it's...
I like it, yeah.
One of the best in the area, should we say, or prestigious for the history, I suppose.
Yeah.
And the age and everything. But Welling, it's a good one, you've got Dartford and you've got, your Bromleys around, so... I would say this is up there with them in terms of the history, being up in and around the sort of top end of the non-league of football.
Yeah.
And it's always a good venue, I think. So I think last time I came here was actually when Erith and Belvedere versus Erith, which was a 3-2, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think we were there for it together, weren't we?
Yeah, before I
exactly.
started getting involved with Erith, dear listener. We was here, I think he was interviewing Adam after the game, and it was he'd been in the job and got an extension, I think, at that point. So been in it for probably about a year, and it was probably an extension on that to where he is now.
Ironically, and for those eagle-eared listeners who listen to these and remember these things, I remember Adam saying the year after that he hopes that they do well and push on from promotion, and then lo and behold, what happened?
Well, exactly. We've got promotion. There's the triple crown, should we say, triple trophies last year, and it's going to be a good game tonight, I think, because there's going to be a little bit of extra spice in this friendly because it's a local derby and a trophy up for play. It'd be the quadruple.
Yeah, and we can't say too much because obviously because of try lists and bits and pieces like that, so you might not see who our specific goal scorers are, etc. But there are some familiar faces out here from Erith and Belvedere, some people who played for Erith Town last year, the year before. So it might be nice to have a little catch-up.
Sporting the new shirts as well, by the looks of things.
Newish, it was worn in the cup final.
Oh, okay, newish, yeah.
But it's still a nice yellow.
Yes.
And it won't attract the heat as much.
No, unlike us up here in our black tops.
Yeah, weren't the best idea in 26-degree heat, was it? But do you know what? For a little non-league pre-season, I think this ain't a bad little attendance. I think there's a nice little few numbers around. Again, it's a bit of a derby, nice weather. You can, as Nick Hart always says, although we don't encourage boozing at games, you can have a nice beer in this heat while you're watching the game. Score predictions?
It's hard to say in a pre-season. You sometimes play out with more goals, I think, so I'm going to go for a 4-3.
4-3, I'm going to go for a 17-1.
Wow, you're hopeful. I didn't think there'd be 18 goals, but you never know.
Well, that might be it. But no, we were going to go for, do you know what, I might go for a little 3-2. Something like that. There'll be a lot of things trying stuff, and we're obviously looking for Martin, who's ordering a carver, apparently. But we'll, as always, as we know with this show, we will always check in when anything happens. On Up the Dockers on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Up the Dockers.
Also, good comment there by Cliche Chris. As we know, Erith and Belvedere last year were in the Isthmian South East after a very successful promotion campaign the year before in Skeffel. And unfortunately for them, they finished in the relegation places and have returned to the Skeffel Premier Division on the first time of asking, if you will. So it's a little bit of a swap over here because obviously, as we know, Erith Town won the treble, as you said, before hopefully doing a quadruple tonight. But so there shouldn't really be too much in this. And as we say, Erith and Belvedere have made some good signings. You've seen Alfie Eldridge, a former Docker, has signed from. Sam Smith as well was signed from as well. So as I said, there's some familiar faces and some trialists. So it's certainly going to be. I think it'll be a close game. Referee looks at his watch and very strategically standing in the shade.
Yeah.
Well done, ref. I wish I'd had that decision made myself rather than sitting up here. See, this is one thing that people don't realise about this ground, where your ground, or not many people, where your ground share well in town. The really good, nice stand is actually under a roof and in the shade. And we're in the Erith and Belvedere stand. Whistle blows and we're off, as we say. You can hear the enthusiasm in my voice. I think that's the heat draining me. Would you agree, Chris?
Oh, totally. We've had to stand up in the stand because the sun is blinding us, and it's about 35 degrees here.
Have you got your factor 50 on?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, exactly. Skincare is important, dear listener. Tom Ashton with a header on the right-hand side. I said someone's name. Oh, no. No. So, Erith a trialist.
To a trialist.
To a trialist, indeed. Popular day, or what is it? Successful down the trialist household. But yeah, so Erith Town starting a little bit on the front foot. We're a few seconds in, but again, as I said, when anything happens, we'll check in up the Dockers. We're back with a pod, Steve. We haven't been doing it pre-season because, in truth, we haven't been to all the games. But as you just said, you're here. It's a cup final, Steve. It's a cup final.
It's a cup final. If we could actually see it for the sun, it would be a bonus. But yeah, there's something on it, and it just feels like it's a bit more than the pre-season friendly.
No, he was onside.
A lovely ball's played. By Dyer in the midfield out wide to AJ Dive, but unfortunately the assistant official waves at their flag for an offside. That's why Cliche Chris was a bit worked up about it. Erith and Belvedere now take the free kick, and now they're in the Erith Town half of the pitch. Play the ball out wide themselves on the left. Touched there by the free. Tries to beat. Oh, no, doesn't beat anyone there. Ball goes back out. But no, we're saying, Steve, it's a big game. This could be the quadruple.
The quadruple. The first time. We just keep setting new records for the club.
Absolutely.
Week in and week out.
Yeah.
It's great to be a part of. But the fixtures are out. And when you look at the fixtures, it just makes you realise how big this all is. When you're looking at, the reality of Ashford Town first up. And the trips to Margate and the trips to Ramsgate. It's
no, a mistake there, but that's probably the biggest letter Joe will have so far this season, and we're only 3 games into pre-season. The ball's played across goal by Erith Town defence, gets cut out by an Erith and Belvedere attacker who really should he have scored, Steve?
Very much so. Yeah, that should be 1-0 Erith and Belvedere, but it's not.
Chris got away with that one somewhat.
Yeah, definitely the left back. I mean, it was one of those balls that teased the striker, but he's got to meet the ball. I know he tried to sort of drop the shoulder and dummy he was going for it and then take it round him, but you can't mess around there if you're not sure. Right, takes it on the keeper and he should score. So, but a decent start. Dyers looks like he's playing sort of in the centre of midfield, and he's played a few nice balls. One was given offside and it was offside. One wasn't. Yeah. Again, the ball over the top here that Dyer could get to. Was he an AJ Dyer? That is. That's going to confuse us.
AJ Dive, Dyer, yeah. It's going well. It's going okay. But Steve, just to go back to the fixtures, I feel a bit like I feel like I'm on the board of a Champions League club because ultimately we've now got the Tuesday, Saturday we all long for. I mean,
here we are, ironically, on a Thursday night.
All I'm saying is, do you think that now he's stepped down, Klopp? How do you think he would do in Skeffel with the Wednesday, Saturday?
Jurgen's Klopp in the Skeffel.
Absolutely. Really? Kennington appoint Jurgen Klopp on the basis he gets Tuesday, Saturday.
I can't even conceive. No.
No. Okay. Sorry, Jurgen. We know he's a listener. But
a regular listener, yeah.
A regular listener. But no, going back to it, you were saying, there's 21 home games, obviously, next season, or 20 home games next year. So, there's a bit of a difference there. Tuesday, Saturdays, it looks quite good. We've Sheppey on a Tuesday night, because that's one of the more local ones, apparently.
Absolutely. Sheppey away and at home on a Tuesday night.
Have you got... I'll tell you one thing I will say. With Margate and Ramsgate, etc., do you have your 2Ps ready for that slot machine thing?
The Jolly Boys outing.
Absolutely. Someone, what does he say, Trigger? Someone took my dolphin. Shows how entertaining this game's been. We're talking about dolphins and pennies for the last couple of minutes.
Let's look for a first season promoted type season.
Suppose you don't get battered every week.
Maybe a lot of people will look at us and think, we're the new boys who've come up via the playoffs, etc., etc. sort of dead ringers to go straight back down again. I think we'll surprise a few people this year.
Yeah,
and,
totally.
I think that it will be still essential to get off to a decent start. To get some points on the board. If we get sucked down very early on, it could be a long, hard season. But if we can get some points, but Ashford will be very tough. Kebwell seems to be accumulating a very big squad down there, and but as I say, it's. I still think I would like to see one or two more additions to the squad, but of course needs must.
In Woodward we trust.
In Woodward we trust.
Absolutely.
He'll be doing whatever he can, and I know that Mark will be supporting him as well. So we've just got to get down to it and get stuck in.
Absolutely. Well said, sir. And as we say, as you can probably hear in the background, there's Ollie Milton there challenges the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper drops the ball. He's on the right hand side. He's trying to get the ball back out. He plays it to the right hand side. It gets crossed in lovely to AJ Dive, who is just too long. Good start by Everton. I'll tell you what, it's a good start to the game. Very backwards and forwards so far, but it remains 0-0. I have to say, AJ Dive impressed me when he was at Punjab. He impressed me when he played against Erith at Erith for Punjab. He's impressing me tonight. Do you know what? In this heat, which you can only describe as similar to the Serengeti, you know, when you think of Welling United and Parkview Road, you think of Africa and, you know, those African hot plains.
Of course.
Absolutely. And he is doing his best impression of a gazelle. Am I right or am I wrong, Steve?
I've not been thinking of animals while I was watching the movie.
Well, you should start.
Okay, thank you.
Well, imagine if a gazelle kicked a ball. That's what just happened there.
That would have been it, yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed Alfie Elridge doesn't seem to be playing for Erith and Belvedere.
No, we were just mentioning a few of the new signings. Chris, you seem very impressed with the sort of a wing-back play so far. Do you think this is deliberate or they've just not listened to instruction properly?
No, of course it's deliberate. They're trying, that's what pre-season's for, you know. We don't often see this from Erith. We have seen a back three before, but I don't think we've seen Dyer and sort of Milo together in the centre of the park with one sort of holding behind them. I might be wrong. We may well have seen it last year and hadn't realised, but you know, it's very dynamic, shall we say. It relies a lot on your wing backs and sort of movement from midfield, and the start of the game we've had that. You know, the Dyer going again and AJ's out here, you know, they're pulling, there's lots, you've got to be wide, you've got to stay out here and you've got to use them. Yeah. And so
the width play's been really good so far for
Dyer's
me.
off again if they find him, but
yeah.
Dyer is following the line. I mean, he's literally playing very high.
Yeah, I'm liking it so far. Oh, Aaron Jeffrey's got the ball now. He beat the line well. He plays it back to AJ Dive, who plays it back inside to Ollie Milton, but he just a defensive flick there by Erith and Belvedere. Great start from Erith Town so far. It remains 0-0. Ollie Milton times his run superbly there on the left-hand side after a ball from James Dyer, but it is just intercepted by the Erith and Belvedere defence. We're about, say, 15-20 minutes into the game so far. Apart from the low sun that's a bit of an inconvenience, I don't think it's been too inconvenient for Erith Town so far. I think we're actually playing rather well. Chris, the fixtures are out. What game are you looking forward to most?
I think the first one, Ashford away is...
Ashford away, Ashford at home.
Is it at home? Oh, sorry, okay, Ashford at home. Whets the appetite, doesn't it? You know, your first game in there, you always look at that. And then, I know they're out, but I've been busy from work to here. I haven't had a full look as to what games we've got when. But, looking forward to the whole season, you know, it's at a higher level. There's going to be some big games. And, obviously there's going to be the local derby and they're with Phoenix. So, be interesting to see when exactly that is, but,
Will you be at home for the Beckenham Town game on Boxing Day?
Well, I can't guarantee it being Boxing Day. It's a wonderful day of football. We'll have to see another little football club down the road by about 5 miles to see where they're at Boxing Day at home. Yeah, but we shall see.
True. Steve Holly, the club vice chair and head honcho when there's not many of us here. Will you be at Beckenham Town on Boxing Day at home?
I plan to. Yeah, I think that'll be a nice little event. We actually haven't played on a Boxing Day for 1 or 2 years, have we? As far as I recall.
There's another close offside there. AJ Dive beats to the back line, but he doesn't beat the offside flag. We could share a bubble and squeak.
It's in the diary.
Well,
I also look forward to it.
And also,
Well.
if anyone wants to dress up as Santa, please email
info at
That's
erithtown.com.
Rob's job.
No. We don't know who he is.
Oh,
He's Father
I see.
Christmas.
Gotcha.
Goodness sake.
So, yeah, because I noticed that Rob wasn't in the room when Father Christmas was in.
Well, I don't know what you're implying. He's also not in the room when Batman's around. So he's either Batman or Father Christmas. I'll let you decide which one, dear listener. It remains
In
0-0.
the same room at the same time together.
Well, there we are. 0-0. Erith Town take the lead. A lovely break down the right-hand side is slipped through to Harry Taylor, who dispatches superbly in front of the award-winning Immersive Exhibition Conference end.
Very easy as well, when it was a nice drop of
It was
the
not
shoulder.
easy to say.
Well, no, but the goal, I mean, it just looked easy on the eyes. A nice drop of the shoulder by Ollie, and then plays the ball in calmly to Harry. And again, Harry just waits for the keeper, comes out and slots it under him. Thanks very much, 1-0.
The young fans roar with delight as it goes in. We have one hand, Steve, on our quadruple.
Oh, I can feel it. And I think now we carry on in the same vein. We don't want to sit back. We don't want to do in England. We want to carry on, taking the game to them. They got in behind us once and pulled it wide. But other than that, I think we've generally controlled the game.
So what you're implying is basically if we win this one tonight, we could see some players get a call up.
Well, let's see. Let's wait and see who the New England manager is, first of all.
So it could be me the way it's going at the moment. 1-0 to Erith Town. Probably slightly dominated proceedings so far. We have had a few chances from Erith and Belvedere, like we say, and we have had the chance where really they should have scored from. But again, as we always say in football, Chris and I coach young teams, and as any level of football you play, you must take your chances. Erith Town have had one shot on target, it's gone in. Erith and Belvedere have not. But again, it's been an entertaining game so far. Oh, great run there by Lee Milton, who's onside, who beats the offside track, right hand side, gets the cross in. Oh, it's defended well at the last minute by Erith and Belvedere, and a slight trip inside the box gives Erith and Belvedere a free kick. Good stuff so far, nice stuff. It remains 1-0 to the Dockers. We'll do a quick Rob update for the pod. So there's a choice of three answers here. He could either be A, in Lapland making presents, 2, fighting crime in Gotham, or 3, he's got home late from work so he ain't going to bother. I'll let you decide, dear listener, which one that is. But as always, email info@erithtown.com. An attack from Erith and Belvedere there sees the ball go out for a corner kick. I'll tell you what, there were some nice little moves there by the home side. And was just commenting on their kit. I quite like the blue sort of sash look compared to their old blue and white squares. It's quite the modern take on a historic colour scheme. Is it not?
It's an improvement, yes. I would, no, I'm quite happy with the yellow and black.
Oh no, I like the
team
yellow and
that's
black.
going to win.
Yeah, I like the yellow and do the quadruple.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Corner comes in from the left-hand side from Erith and Belvedere. It's long. Oh, pushed over superbly by Nathan Edwards, and now he's stuck in the net like a dolphin.
Corner that.
Yeah. He was
Right under the crossbar, and the keeper had to deal with it.
Yeah, pushed over really nicely there. And then we've got another corner now on the right-hand side. Apologies for any animal lovers for comparing Nathan Edwards to a dolphin stuck in a net. But this could actually promote dolphin-friendly tuna in your sandwiches.
You're doing your bit.
We our community outreach is local schools and aquariums. So the right-hand side now.
What is the cat?
It is the cat. You are right. Apologies. Corner from the right-hand side now comes in on the left foot, swung in. Oh, and it's just cleared there by Erith Town. Dive then plays it forward to Ollie Milton, who goes to beat the defender in a foot race. Great tackle by Erith and Belvedere to put it out for a throw. It remains at 1-0. And yes, eat dolphin-friendly tuna, dear listener. Another chance there from Erith and Belvedere. A cross comes in on the right-hand side and it goes to the far post where it looks to be volleyed in to make it 1-1, but he just slices at the Erith and Belvedere player and it catches a Erith Town defender and goes out for another corner. I think it's the third or fourth corner. Erith and Belvedere a bit ahead so far. Cornerback's coming from the left-hand side. The penalty box is packed. Dyer is just on the edge of it and he plays it short. Now. Back to the player who puts a cross in. It goes in. Well defended there by Harry Taylor. It comes out now to Tomash. Tomash plays it out wide superbly to Milo. Milo busts the gut to keep it in and does really, really well. There's a lunge there from the defender which got not Milo out of trouble there. He flicks the ball and it goes out for a throw, but there was the intent in the tackle. Good referee in there, Chris?
Yeah, I think so. It was a bit dangerous, really, even though Milo got through. You know, so like you say, as an ex-ref or current ref, whatever, you know, the intent was there, weren't it? So he's pulled it back, and it was a pre-season friendly. So I don't know whether that would you class that as a foul if the season was going on? He didn't catch him.
Yeah, you would because the intent is there.
Yeah. So it was a good decision then, wasn't it? So I would say it's a good 5 minutes for Erith and Belvedere. It's a bit start-stop at the moment with the water break or the injury, and I suppose you could say Erith and Belvedere have had the best of the last sort of 5-6 minutes, and we want to try and impose our game again on them.
Yeah, but I think as a half overall, it has been very open. From both sides. Both sides have had chances. I mean, I think Erith and Belvedere, they might go into half-time wondering why they've at least not scored one. Harry Taylor there superbly, ball on the right-hand side, beats his player. Cross comes in, but it gets cleared for a corner kick. Steve, I was just saying there, I think Erith and Belvedere would be sitting there thinking, why haven't they scored at least one?
I think I'd have to say we've shaded it in terms of possession and territory. I would have thought we look more dangerous going forward, as far as I can see. We're getting behind them, particularly down the flanks, but they missed that golden opportunity down there. They've had a bit of the last 10 minutes. They probably nicked it.
Corner comes in from the right hand side by James Dyer. Goalkeeper punches only as far as the edge of the box. Falls to Aaron Jeffrey here, who plays it back out to Dyer. Dyer with a touch with his left foot. Tries to cuts into the penalty area, but a little tackle there from Erith and Belvedere to get the ball away, only as far as Taz. Taz dinks it back down to Milo, same haircut, who plays it back into Dyer. Dyer on the pivot, goes to get shot away, but feigns it, and he just can't get this ball out of his feet at the moment. He does well to beat a couple of players there, goes down looking for it, and the ref gives a handball. Dyer goes down looking for a penalty and gets his arm onto the ball, and the ref gives the handball. It remains 1-0. Open half so far. Like I say, Erith and Belvedere had two good chances to score, but it's basically you're finishing, which basically pays the big bucks, and it's Erith Town so far who have found the back of the net. 1-0 to the Dockers. Erith and Belvedere equalise. Erith Town caught at the back 2-on-1. A ball down the left-hand side. The winger beats the player, squares it across, and then it's just a simple tap in there past Nathan Edwards, who, apart from that one he's pushed over, has not had a great deal to do. Quite sloppy there, I think. Erith Town were caught, and as Adam just says there, I'm not sure if it was picked up, but he said they were walking. I didn't hear the word in the middle, but I heard him say, "You're walking." Chris, what do you think of the goal?
Yeah, it was a good breakaway, wasn't it? I mean, I didn't see whether, anyone was sloppy in getting back or not, but we certainly got caught on the break there, and a nice 2-on-1 presented them with a 2-on-1 chance up front, and Jack Holland was in the best he could do, really. He either had to go to ball or try and cut out the pass, and he was kind of in between. And it was a good ball across and a good finish. Yeah,
it reminds me, Jack reminded me a bit of, in Platoon when it's slow motion and he falls to the ground. He knows he's trying and he's fighting, but he just knows he's in a losing battle. I think, now Erith Town, a long ball played up to Harry Taylor, flicked onto Ollie Milton. Ollie Milton tries to play it past the goalkeeper, and it is saved. Erith and Belvedere, they clear the ball, and now they're back in Erith Town's half. But yeah, I mean,
he's really lively for me though, Ollie. I think he's looked really good up front there, playing off Harry, and 3 or 4 times, he's broke the line plenty of times.
Yeah. For me, he's. I know we've disagreed somewhat a little bit, Chris, but there's a little bit of a foot race at the moment, which the defender seems to be keeping up with Ollie. But Ollie's got a good fitness. He's got good pace. Let's see how much longer that goes as the game gets longer. It's now got quite cool, quite nice. So yes, we no longer have to squint when we're looking at the pitch, but we can. But it's ultimately that's 3 good chances Erith and Belvedere have scored. This one was a bit more of a mistake. That they was going to score, not eventually, because I don't think that they've been too knocking on the door too much. But you're not going to miss many chances like that, are you, Steve?
Absolutely not. And I think the primary reason that you and Chris disagree is because Chris is right and you're wrong.
Well, tomato. The hand has slipped off of the quadruple. Let's get it back on there.
You'll get it back, don't you worry.
1-1. The half-time whistle sounds, the players going in, it's a 1-1. I have to say, I think Erith Town do edge the half slightly. Slightly is being polite, obviously. But 1-1, Chris. Good opening 45 from the Dockers.
Yeah, I think the first 25 minutes they were really lively. There was lots of runs in behind, which they were quick at passing. Just the shape worked with the wing backs. I think as the half drew on, there was a couple of mistakes at the back, and obviously Erith and Belvedere obviously got the equaliser, which was a bit of a mistake. But yeah, for me, I think Erith shaded the half in terms of possession and chances, and if you was to look at the stats, they had lots of touches in the opposition half, or box, should we say, and they're a bit disappointed going in at 1-1, I think, because they were, for me, the better team.
Yeah, absolutely. 1-1, all to play for. Come on, you Dockers. We are back for the second half, and we've changed locations on the guidance of our vice chair. He basically rules the roost. Isn't that right, Steve, with your head in your hands? No one can see you shake your head. It's an audio podcast, Steve.
Michael, if you say so.
Yes.
It must be so.
Absolutely. So we are now stood behind the Erith and Belvedere goal. We will give them the usual constructive criticism you would expect. And I've just kicked a bottle of water, so I'm going to pick that up. I'm here with another fan. What do we think of the first half?
Great.
Basically repeat what I said to you.
There was lots of possession by Erith Town, but the other team had better chances.
Yeah, absolutely. Well repeated. Is there an echo? Ollie Milton nearly goes through there, but a nice block at the last minute there by Erith and Belvedere, who played the ball, but only goes as far as Tomash. But yeah, in all seriousness, I thought, as we say, it was a good first half. Erith Town. It was a strong first half. There was a lot of penetration from AJ Dive. Yeah, he penetrated well. The ball goes high and over by Dyer across on the left-hand side as far as Harry Taylor. Harry Taylor plays it back to Jack Holland. Jack Holland is nutmegs and plays it back through to Harry Taylor, who's just got in the box, has a shot! AJ Dive with the tapping. He's my new favourites. And we've got Steve.
And then put in the perfect cross.
Yeah, Steve is eyeing up that Martin Tarrant trophy. Can we have a background of who Martin Tarrant was, Steve, for our historical listeners of the show? Why'd you keep shrugging? You know these people more than me.
Martin Tarrant used to be a director here at Erith and Belvedere. He sadly passed away probably a good 15 years ago now. He was once a close companion with Kelly Discipline.
Who is the chair of the Isthmian, I believe?
She's the general manager,
Yes.
secretary. But
important.
Martin's a very influential figure at Erith and Belvedere for a number of years. And in fact, he actually did a bit of business with him once upon a time for the bedpost.
Good plug.
Thank you. But yes, a very nice man, and a cup that I'll be very pleased to add to the trophy cabinet.
Absolutely.
And if anyone would like beds, please email
Steve Holly at or is it Steve Holly?
Steve Holly.
There we are. Well remembered.
At the bedpost.
There we are. 2-1 Erith Town. 3-1 to Erith Town there. Yeah, I don't have to edit when I've got the record button. It's a family show. I'll cut out the swear words. We might put down the extra. Great work on the left-hand side, again by AJ Dive. Cuts it inside, plays it into Harry Taylor, who taps it into the bottom corner to make it 3-1. Steve, will you be accepting the trophy on behalf of the club?
No, I expect the captain will. And this hard-working secretary and the head of community and youth.
No, youth and community, please.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, thank you.
Beg your pardon.
Yeah, alphabetically you'd think it'd be the other way around, wouldn't you? Yeah. But anyway, it was a good finish. Took it well, Harry Taylor, right in the bottom corner. Nestled is a good word, nestled.
Absolutely. It was a well-worked move, and Harry put it away as only Harry does. But again, Dive involved. A great move, and I think I would like to think we could score a couple more and make this quite comfortable.
Yeah, I agree. Good finish.
Great finish.
Yeah, what do you think of AJ Dive? The number 3, left wing.
He's good, really
he's
good.
very good.
Really
yeah,
good.
Yeah. You're not seeing much
brings
of him.
a positive influence into the squad.
Yeah, absolutely that. Yeah. Well said, as she smirks silently so that the pod doesn't pick her up. I'll speak to Cliche Chris as well. Chris, I have to say, AJ is impressing me so far.
I think both the wing-backs have done well, and I think that's why we've been really progressive. Like now, look, out there to Jack Holland, they're spreading the play and there's lots of runs. Like Ollie's made some runs down here. AJ Dyer has broke the line a few times, and there's a really good ball by one of the centre-backs, shall we say, one of, maybe a trialist. And yeah, it was a great ball across as well, nice and calm from AJ Dyer, and he's found Harry. And yeah, I think, you know, the formation has looked really good tonight, and they've played well within that formation. Lots of breaks from midfield, and yeah, they deservedly 3-1, you know, because they've been a better team.
Yeah, is the Martin Tarrant Trophy coming to SE28?
Yeah, I think there could be more goals as well. Like,
absolutely. Oh, Harry Taylor's now got a ball. He plays it. Oh, just goes just wide of the far post there by Harry Taylor. Great stuff so far, and all the young kids go and get the ball, and an adult ruins their fun.
Yeah,
it is 3-1. Penny awarded to Erith Town there. A very late lunge there. From Erith and Belvedere, and in truth, do you know what? We try and be neutral on this show. We try and be neutral, but that was a wild lunge, and I can't see why they're arguing so much, because that's one of the most blatant penalties you'll see.
I was going to say.
That's not me. This isn't me overdoing it. That was an absolutely blatant lunge.
Yeah.
He was miles away from the ball, clipped him, took him down.
So who's our penalty to?
Well, it looks like it's going to be James Dyer. Do we get the camera phones out? Is this a camera phone moment? I can't film as I am podding.
I actually can't. I've got like 3% battery.
Well, this would be worth losing battery for, isn't that right, Steve? If you had 3% battery in this situation, would you think I'm going to lose this 3% so that I can record this penalty?
Why do you ask me these things? I know nothing about this sort of thing.
Think quick. Right, whistle's about to be blown. James Dyer stands over the ball to make it 4-1. Bang, get in. 4-1. There we go. James Dyer, what a penalty. In it goes. 4-1 to Erith Town, Steve. Not really a lot more you can say about that.
Well, as I said earlier, we are a second half side. I don't know why. I don't know how it works.
Do you know, it was a class act there. James Dyer going up to the goalkeeper, giving him a little friendly pat on the back of the head, as if to say, unlucky, because I'll be fair, I think their keeper's actually done all right tonight, and the four goals he's let in, there's not a lot he can do about them.
Nothing at all. No, good young goalkeeper. Could just do with about 2 or 3 more inches, but other than that, yeah, he's done well.
Absolutely. 4-1 to Erith Town. The Martin Tarrant Trophy is coming home. At least something's coming home this summer.
True.
Yeah.
Something's
coming home. What do you think of the penalty, young man?
Good.
Well, in Edward's expert opinion.
Well done, exactly. 4-1. We won't be asking him back on the show.
Right,
James Dyer there just gets absolutely crunched into this side holding there. The ref making sure he's okay. The foul has been given, but yeah, I mean, this is turning into the old world of sport wrestling, Steve.
Well, I mean, I know it's a pre-season friendly, but I suppose when you have a little bit of competitive edge with a bit of silverware at the end of it, it tends to be a little bit feisty at times.
Yeah.
And they're not giving any quarter. And I think the more it goes on 4-1, and if we get any more goals, they're going to get a little bit more, shall we say...
Tetchy.
Angry. Angry.
Yeah, angry. I'm going to go and have a chat with our giant haystacks over there. So, Chris, what do we think so far?
Yeah, I mean, Erith have deserved to be 4-1 up, haven't they? They've been clearly the better team for me. They've had mostly played this second half. They've been caught a few times on the break, but I really keep going back to it. The formations work, you know. They're knocking it around nicely. They're finding loads of gaps, and you know they're playing the ball quickly through to the runners, which is what it's all about.
Yeah.
And for me, they're a little bit of a class above Erith and Belvedere. They're showing, you know, the difference. And there could be more goals in this.
Yeah, I think so as well. And I think the thing is, in truth, over the last few years, you know, we've been doing the Acton grassroots stuff over a couple of years before the Dockers debate. And when we went to the Erith Belvedere and the Erith Town derbies, it was always Erith and Belvedere who edged it, apart from that one we went to, as we said, with the 3-2. But Erith and Belvedere always tended to edge these local derbies. And I know this is a pre-season friendly, but let's be honest, you know, both teams are up for this. Both teams will want the bragging rights. And I think Erith Town have absolutely dominated, especially the second half.
Yeah, totally. And as we always say, you take your chances, don't you? I mean, we've taken our chances today. You know, they haven't. They've had a few, not as many. You know, I think probably chances. We've had double the amount of them, if not a few more. And many times we've been in the opposition box and runs through like this. It could be, but equally we've taken our chances, the ones that we needed to, and we're 4-1 up.
Yeah, absolutely. Erith Town very, very much in the driving seat. Erith and Belvedere are trying to knock the ball around, but it just doesn't seem to be going their way at all. 4-1. One hand is on the Martin Tarrant Trophy and the other is tickling tiggling the other side, Steve.
Can we go on the pitch?
4-1. Build-up play on the left-hand side by Erith Town. Jake Lovell plays it to Dyer. Dyer plays it back into Jake, and Jake's chance just gets blocked about a yard or two from the goal line. Erith Town, again, just been dominating this entire second half for me. Erith and Belvedere have put in a good account themselves, but apart from a shot at the Cat, Nathan Edwards, who we chatted to for the pod the other day, they've not really done a great deal, have they? Steve? Mid Diet Coke. Diet Coke, you remind me of the blokes from the adverts. Don't stop rolling your eyes. Do you remember, dear listener?
I know exactly the one you mean,
Yeah. You look like the construction worker who goes by past the window of all those ladies,
Yeah, with a Big Mac. And,
I don't want you to be no slave, as the lyric goes, yeah. But, yeah, I have to say. Oh, I've just got a comment there from a player. I will be careful there, what I say, as I'm in earshot. Erith Town with a corner on what is now our left-hand side, which was our right-hand side a moment ago. As you can see, I'm delaying while I'm waiting for Dyer to kick the bloody ball. Dyer stands there, plays it short to Aaron Jeffrey there. Aaron Jeffrey looks to play it back inside, plays it to the edge of the box with James Dyer. James Dyer plays it towards the far post. Oh, I tell you what, there was an absolute queue of Erith Town players. Do you know what that was a bit like there? After you. No, I insist. No, please, after you. After you. No one kicked it, it went off for a goal kick. That's not a bad analogy there, is it?
No, that was exactly what happened.
Yeah, 4 players all standing there, all too polite.
Too polite. Way too polite.
Yeah. What would you have done, Steve? Would you have buried it?
I think it needed someone to attack it. Any one of the three of them. But number 19, whose name I am not familiar with.
A trialist.
Yeah,
it's a big day for the trialist family.
He normally gets a lot of goals, trialist, doesn't he?
He does. And I'll tell you what, he covers a lot of ground around the country. It remains 4-1 to Erith Town. Really should be 5 in truth. Free kick awarded to Erith Town on the edge of the box as Tom Ashes hacked down. A bit like, in Braveheart when Mel Gibson swings his sword around. That's what the blue and white reminds me of there, Braveheart. James Dyer stands over the ball, edge of the penalty area. I'm being used as a shield in case he misses and it goes over the bar. It's curled in. Keeper does well to hold it. Well done, goalie. Final whistle sounds. The quadruple is complete. The Martin Tarrant Trophy is added to the list of honours. Steve, how do we feel about it?
It's a nice start to the season, isn't it? It's nice to get another cup in the trophy board. In fact, I don't know if we've actually got a trophy board, but when we get one, that's 4 in there. It was a good performance more than anything else. We looked dangerous every time we went forward, I thought. We beat quite a competent team very comfortably tonight, and Woody's got to be very pleased with that.
Yeah, not to take anything away from Erith and Belvedere, you're right. I thought they played well. The first half was very even again, apart from a few bits and pieces where Erith Town maybe edged the possession and the ball work. But the second half, there was only one team in it, really. Nathan Edwards didn't look tested, and I think to a degree, with all due respect, Erith and Belvedere were kind of chasing shadows at some points.
They were at the end, and as I say, they kept battling towards the end, but every time we went forward, we looked dangerous, and we need to carry that forward to the next couple of friendlies. And of course, Ashford on the 10th, or Pagham on the 3rd. Even.
Third, exactly. Cliche, Chris, what do we think?
Yeah, as I said during the game, 4-1, deserved to be 4-1. We were the more dangerous team. I think the formation worked well. I think there was lots of movement. And good performance, good pre-season game, and a lot of good fitness there, weren't it? They worked hard, the boys.
Yeah, absolute class for me. 4-1 Erith Town. The Martin Tarrant Trophy goes to SE28. But in all seriousness, great performance by the away side. 4-1 could have probably been more, but a respectable scoreline. And we look to Holmesdale at the weekend away. Up the Dockers.
Social Podcast Network.